it's getting back on the horse, right? They've been knocked down so many times, and that's usually the biggest challenge to these teams. That's why we so often see teams shuffle.
It's really something that Misery said during at the beginning of the draft. Like, we're gonna have a game. At the end, I don't think they put up a game. Like you said, they didn't have a fighting chance. They never put up the game because if you remember OG versus Secret and why we loved that series so much is because both of these teams are playing to their strengths and they're trying to win according to the strategy that's necessary for them to win. OG.Seed in that last match didn't utilize their strategy, didn't utilize their heroes properly, and whatever they pick, I just wish they do that.
Yeah, they were like, okay, we're gonna react to whatever you do, but then it says OG makes you fight at places that they want to fight at, right? So at those places, it's gonna be infinitely harder for you to hit your spells, to actually get off your spells at all, to have vision set up or anything, and you're always fighting them. Like, that's not the way to go. So try to play your own strategy, less reacting, more we are gonna do this, we are gonna do that. And then if OG punishes you, that's fine, but at least you tried to win the game and not just mimic the movements of your opponents and lose in the end.
Yeah, they're maybe trying to learn from OG a little bit too much. You make it sound like they gave them half of the learning book. It was like play aggressive into people's faces. And the second part, which they forgot to give them, is the case you're behind, maybe avoid fighting your opponent, look for pickoffs or something. And we will see that Phoenix banned out actually by OG instead.
Yeah, Phoenix banned out by OG, at the same time OG.Seed banning out the Beastmaster, so the things are reversed a little bit here. But these heroes are really popular right now, they're really strong and in the meta. Every single team can play them. OG.Seed played the Phoenix before too, so if you don't really want to play that hero and the pick order is also reversed, you don't value it for that first pick as much, then you can ban it out and get something that you value a bit more.
In this series, I really wanted to see if we're gonna see some strange bans, if they have screamed against each other, but I guess it's nothing out of the ordinary. So in this meta, even the teams that probably know each other better than the others are actually favoring the same types of bans.
That's something a little bit weirder, right? Dragonite in the first stage.
It is a little bit, but still a hero we've been seeing a lot.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
It's very flexible, right? We've seen it now play as a 3, a 2, and a 1. I believe it's Mike who played it for Liquid in the Boss 1 role. It's a very good hero all around. Well, so do you think OG, I don't see them likely to experiment here, try something out of the box, right? Because right now, the 3 losses in this group stage, they need literally every series done.
And you don't want your seed team to think that you're underestimating them as well. Like, I think they're gonna go all out. If we are a lot better than you, we're gonna crush you, just to show you that you need to practice more, and so that it's not like, oh, you guys don't know anything, we're just gonna slap you whatever we take. So I expect OG to go full out, just pick it.
Full double.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Yeah. All right, these openings are pretty solid for both of these teams. Kotl goes through. We haven't really seen Kotl for a while now, but that's mostly because Kotl is banned out pretty much in almost every single match. It's Kotl Ember combo as well for OG.Seed, I believe. Yeah, for OG.Seed, which is really good. You have quite a high threat potential in the laning stage. At the same time, you did let Grimstroke go through, hero that's currently sitting, I believe, on the most pick rate. It's not the highest win rate at the moment, but
it's like, I think it's between 45-50%.
It's like 51%ish. I was checking it, but it's pretty solid because for a support, that's all right, and it has a very high pick rate overall.
So I think Necro's sitting pretty high on the win rate. I think he's up at like 71% right now with 10 or 12 games played.
But you have to understand that Necro is a different beast, completely different kind of a hero. Yeah. Necro is usually picked when the game is perfect for him, right? And because of that, Necro has obviously it comes like a counter. Grimstroke, Ember Spirit, these heroes are constantly picked in the first stage, and then you respond to them. They're so flexible, they can be played on many ways, and because of that, they have a little bit lower of a win rate as well.
When I see these 4 heroes, like a hero that comes in mind for both teams is the Nyx. It would work really well against all of these heroes. I see the Necro, like Pagna is banned, Ember is on the other side, so you do have the Spirit Vessel carrier, but is it enough? I feel like you might need something else. Nyx looks really well.
Exu played it quite well as well.
Yeah.
Position 5, right? They have this Kotal, but you can actually you can play Nyx on that position 4 as well, and it's actually better. Most teams do play the Nyx on position 4, and Kotal can still be played by Pexu. Then yeah, it sounds good for both teams actually.
For OG.Seed, it also covers you against that concern that Nyx comes out against the Ember Spirit,
5
right?
seconds remaining.
Batrider has been addressed by OG at this early point. We won't be seeing that coming out.
Yeah, they're protecting the Necrophos, right? Pugna Band, you have an Ember, that's fine. I'll get the Yules, whatever. But the Batrider is really a problem. Laning stage-wise, and even in the whole game, he can just kill this Necro. It doesn't. The only good thing for Necro is that you constantly have your sticks up, but you burn out in a second, so it doesn't really matter that much.
Oh,
They go for a clock.
okay. Hero, we haven't been seeing.
We saw it from OG yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Versus Liquid. So they played it. It didn't look too well for them. Teams are starting to pick up clock a little bit more often right now. It gives you some extra catch too.
He
They
feels like a
picked
good
it very
Spirit
early
Vessel
on.
carrier as well, right?
Remaining.
Like he's very good as a Spirit Vessel carrier. with
It
the
is, but you
changes.
have Ember as well. So if you
Yeah.
want to
5 seconds
make that
remaining.
Ember into this right-click physical damage dealer that's more popular right now with the Dazzle
Dire
build,
team pick.
but you're playing into a Necro, so most likely what you want is to have that vessel as soon as possible. And because of that, Ember should be the one building it. And this is the problem. When you pick the clock this early on, when you only see one core, they will be able to just pick against it, right?
Yeah.
OG shouldn't really struggle to pick the right heroes against the clockwork.
Do you feel like maybe OG.Seed didn't see this coming because they were so
10
fixated on the
seconds remaining.
Batrider ban?
I think
5 seconds
Because like
remaining.
you got the Grimstroke already, right? And now like which is the classic counter to Pangolier. So it seems like a good Pango game, right?
Yeah, but I think that when they look at the Batrider, they're like, we're protecting our Necrophos, not like, and we don't want to be forced to play PL Slark, Void, or Jugger, or whatever. So we want to have our options open for Sumail's hero.
Yeah.
So Clock, it's fine. It synergizes well with Ember and the Kotal. Right? Of course, Pango is a perfect hero here. Nothing here actually touches the Pango. Maybe chains a little bit, but he probably will have one defensive item at least, so he will get his ulti off. Once he does, these heroes, they don't touch him. So really, really nice pick from OG.
yeah, there's a slight opportunity for OG.Seed right now to flex the clock. You can put it on 4 or on offlane. And if you put it on offlane, then there are some heroes that you can pick as your support that deal with the Pango. But no, I think what he said is pretty solid. I don't think that you need to worry much as a Pango when it comes to these last two picks. You can see Darkseer, it doesn't really matter for you at all.
Okay, to be honest, like I like this from OG.Seed, not because it's a super solid line. It can work, obviously, right? You're constantly running at them, but because they are playing their own game. Like you have an Ember Kotal and then a Clock Darkseer, so multiple targets for a shell, run at you lineup. We don't care what you have, we're gonna run at you. If we hit that timing, it's gonna be awesome, though I'm afraid that you pick like a Bloodseeker or something, or an Anti-Mage that destroys the Darkseer in the lane, and then your timing is kind of off. So
Dire team
curious to see how OG will respond. Morph.
Okay.
It's also pretty solid. Versus the Darkseer on the lane shouldn't be problematic for him to lane at all. Especially if they're pulling the creeps constantly, he can farm under the tower easily. The AM problem, even though you would be decent versus Darkseer, if he creep skips, it's not
10
really good for
seconds
you,
remaining.
because not only is he strong versus you later on with the wall, you're also
5
playing versus the Ember
seconds
Spirit, who
remaining.
can easily catch you right in that mid-game scenario when you're still trying to get that Manta. I like the Morphling. It gives them a solid overall win condition, but it looks like OG.Seed are definitely stepping up the tempo. Like right now, when you see these heroes, like Nicola has said, to have to be very aggressive after the laning stage. Not necessarily have to be, but these heroes do excel.
They thrive on it.
Yeah, they thrive from that. When you get that double shield on the Ember Spirit, constantly running in with that surge, it looks pretty solid.
And they also have the overall last pick, so then they can see where the Ember will go. I have to say, I'm not the fan of the Morphling, just because you already have a vessel carrier, they're running at you, you might not have enough time. Is your team actually going to be able to buy enough time for you? Like, we remember that they played that TB, right? And it didn't work out because they were just throwing bodies. So I'm scared that it could happen this game, with also the opportunity to catch the Morphling in the mid game. Of course, if OG is ahead, it's just stomp.
One really good thing about the Morphling at the same time is that the Necro counters a lot of heroes that are decent versus Morph right now that they could pick, right? And when you're thinking about it, mostly right now in this meta, what you want to have on your position 1 versus the Morphling is a Scuddy carrier, right? Because of that minus HP reduction, region reduction. And then if you pick something like a Slark, it's not really that good versus Necro, because you always struggle on your, ulti timings. You can't drop below 50%, he messes you up like that, and it can be a bit complicated. I wouldn't mind seeing it for Madara though. Something that also comes to my mind that we have seen recently have success versus Morphling is PL. Right, with that Scuddy, if you get it early on, let's say Ember gets a vessel, you get a Scuddy early on, if it's possible, obviously, suddenly these heroes are absolutely not damaging you. Yeah. It's a long shot though, you have to have a pretty decent laning stage.
Well, let's look at what OG is going to fill in their draft right now. Do you like maybe something like a Kunkka to round it up? Gives them a bit team by, then that worry of OG.Seed running into them too fast is repelled by things like the boat.
It's an option. It's a solid option. Gives them quite a bit of team fight in the mid game too.
I mean, they have a lot of options since we don't even know how they're laning this, and they go for a monkey again.
Seeing a lot of monkey today.
So it's Morphling mid, or okay, if it's
it's flexible, pretty much. It all comes down to the last pick. These 3 heroes can, when you look at Necro, Morphling, and Monkey King, they can lane anywhere, right?
Yeah. I guess if the Ember is mid, you want to put Monkey against him. If they get something else in mid that can deal with the Monkey, I wouldn't mind seeing like a tiny for OG.Seed, but they go for the Queen of Pain. So it's gonna be a Morphling mid, I'd imagine, because you don't want to lane the Monkey King against that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say straight up, I liked the 4 picks from OG.Seed. I'm not really the fan of how they rounded this draft up. They don't really have a hero that takes any objectives. It became even more difficult with the latest patch. Now you're pretty much, all 5 of your heroes don't hit objectives, don't hit towers. Darkseer perhaps can go for that utility build with Dominator early on to help you in that way, but it looks like you're playing this super high tempo lineup that has absolutely no real carry that's going to carry you later on in the game. We have seen some teams have success with it, like Viking GG with that co-op mid, or perhaps even VP in that series versus OG, in which they would have these 2 semi-carries. My question is, will OG.Seed actually be able to execute a lineup that's aggressive as this one?
That's the main problem, but to be honest, I'm happy with what they picked, because they can just go for kills, they can run at them if they actually find the timings when the siege creeps are up and get the early towers. I could see them winning. Still gonna go for OG because because they just seem like the better team. But if OG.Seed is winning some game, it's gonna be this one, because it's a run at you. We know what we're gonna do, and there's not much to think when you look at this draft.
Oh, that's what our panel thinks. We'll have to see if OG's back, or if OG is just going to pummel the ground and leave them beaten behind as they begin the attempt at the group out of the group stage and into the playoffs. We'll throw it across to Toby Misery now. Let's see if we can get a third game out of this, or if it's just going to be a 2-0.
I'm feeling it, man. Feeling that positive turn. Feeling it good. OG.Seed, let's not think too much about it. Let's just run at you. That's what I'm hearing from the panel. But of course, Misery. We bring it to a sense of reality here. Like, can OG.Seed actually execute this draft, especially after game 1 loss?
I mean, considering we saw game 1, it's hard to believe that they can just turn it all around, I feel. But yeah, I mean, it's still definitely possible to come back. I think they have a decent lineup this time around. I think it's a bit hard for them to maybe they need to make sure they get out of laning phase 1.
This is how they try and start early. It's 5 heroes to the bottom lane, go for a hunt, and Z-Freak has already missed the opportunity on Nortel. Yeah, they are real just trying to get all out aggressive heroes to the bottom.
Okay, so what we talked about during the draft was, you know, you have this Darkseid hero now, and it's a pretty tricky hero to pull off if you don't have the first 3-4 minutes locked down, because not much has to go wrong in terms of your creep cutting and stuff for your Darkseid to suddenly be low on HP or low on mana, or Grimstroke getting like some nice denies on you, and then you're low level, and it's not that easy to play. So after the game 1, I felt like maybe this was kind of a tricky strat to pull off, but we'll see if they're able to reset and think how they're gonna play this lane out. Another point is that Morphling is probably one of the very best heroes in this situation, where he gets to sit on his tower and last at everything, and then even if Darkseid has a perfect creep cut and gets level 5 fast, you still won't really be able to pressure Morphling much. They do have a Queen of Pain that can rotate in though, so that's something they got going for them. So potentially that could be the opening, like level 3 or 5 Darkseid, and then they dive the Morphling with Queen of Pain ultimate.
Does that kind of work out? Like, is there a lane matchup that OGs want to have? All 3 matchups they want to have? Because right now we know Necro is going to be top. You're going to have like Monkey in mid, and you have Morphling on safe lane. Is there a perfect matchup that OG.Seed want against these 3 heroes?
I mean, they kind of see OG's lanes coming. Like, it's pretty obvious they're going to do this Pangolin Necrophos off lane, both because Seb is playing it, but also just because the nature of the other heroes that they have. Now they bottom because of this aggressive move they went with. Clock is running in, so they know all 3 lanes, and I don't think they're really able to mix it up.
Okay.
So I think they're okay with the laning phase.
What they've got and get the best out of it.
Queen should do fine with Monkey, right? I don't know. I think Monkey has to play pretty aggressively to win that matchup. It's a very slippery slope for him, I think. But he should lose the lane, I think, if Corp maxes Terror Strike. Then you have the Ember top, he should get stuff as well.
Try and battle on bottom. No tower with the Illumina spam. Actually have enough with the double Iron Shot. Mail's gonna go down first, and Z-Freak with a battery assault is going under the tier 2 tower to actually get the second kill for OG.Seed's off lane. It's clever shenanigans, but it ends up working out, and Z-Freak will just do some up the tier 2 tower.
That was a very nice move, actually. The Illuminate level 1 on Cardle. You don't see that too often these days, so definitely caught them off guard.
Yep. And now low on Agi, and 1 hit actually really starts to hurt. Darkseid might be a little bit deep, but they'll keep going at it.
Yeah, I like that they brought Pexo down here to start with, so they ensure that Darkseid gets to do this cutting level 1. And Necro Pango is not too scary early on, so Ember won't really die there, top lane. He'll just get his level 2.
Well, they're already going to TP Cuddle out, so bottom lane it feels like they did everything they wanted to do.
Oh, it looks pretty good for OG.Seed now. They get to do the Darkseid cutting, and Clock gets to zone the Grimstroke.
Do what they like to do. Whenever they plant this observer like they have up on the top lane, just between the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower, they contest pulls like this from the Keeper of the Light. Instead, they battle a little bit into Madara, do their own pulls, and they drag the wave back. They're not killing couriers, they're not killing heroes. They're not when Zero is able to get a 2.5 wave pull but down. Like this is the dream for a Darkseid. This is level 3.
Yeah, this is the dream for sure. I really like what OG.Seed did this game. Like, they look much more prepared for this game than game 1. The first game was just like first game of the day type of a thing. They just need to kickstart. So
have a Kickstarter project. Will you please invest? Top lane. That's a big hit. That's a huge hit. Level 1 takes off so much life from both Seb as well as Sucks. Say his name correctly, please. Stun out from Samel wants to keep fighting into the battery assault and the iron shell. Z-Freak has to play the fog of war. He turns back around, realizing he's going to get hit anyway. Sucks dies up on the top lane, so there was a bit of a trade-off. Maybe now Zibe's a little bit too deep.
Let's see.
Leave 1 iron shell behind. Samel's trying to get the denies so it doesn't do as much. It's soaring before.
With soaring, that's nice. He got a flask, Seafreak. See this? So the cutting can continue.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like what I see.
So Clock really wants to get level 2 right now, I think, so he can at least threaten the kill onto this stroke a bit more with the cogs. I think he should take the XP from this wave here.
Jumping again. Hexu. Oh wait, no, never mind. He's gonna be okay. Thought it felt a little bit more pressuring, then you got to realize this is a 3-position Pango. The mid lane feels a lot nicer. Yeah, it's a decent matchup. 20 to 5 versus 15 to 1. So a bit of an advantage going the way of mid 1.
Yeah, mid 1 I'm still doing really well. I saw him play EU Pops yesterday too, so he's really getting used to it. The ping.
Yeah, this is how like the old Natural 9 used to play it, right? Like you just get used to it. The draft heroes that function well for you, and obviously this isn't really the case with the Monkey King, but at least you just get used to the delay. And if things stay the way they are, you're gonna have to really get used to it. Maybe Thompson, don't think about getting back to EU.
Yeah, I mean, if mid 1 can play, why not bring Thompson in as well?
Yeah. Play the full roster.
Yeah.
Actually, he's getting so much money once again. Like, he's getting the money, he's getting the experience. CS-wise, he's neck and neck with that of the Morphling.
There's still Bounty Rune actually sitting there. From the minute 0, and no one's gonna get that.
Oh wait,
right now.
value. Bottle Rune of Chesty. Yeah. Which I was like, well, do I deny? Wait,
He denied it. Yeah.
he denied it. Chesty was sitting on top of it, he didn't pick it up in time.
He didn't know there was a Grimstroke there, randomly.
Oh god.
Septo ended up dying.
Yeah, battling out for the rune, it sucks, so maybe he's able to pick up that second. But Z-Freak, he does the raise, but it is his rune. But he'll lose his life, maybe to the neutrals. One more attack will do it, but Z-Freak's got the attack. Mid 1 rotated over, and Pexu now no blinding light skilled up, so he can't just push back mid 1, but that's what cogs are for.
Looking good.
Bounty.
Notail got some really nice vision out from that though. Sleepy is maybe in trouble here. Nah.
Another jump forward. Wait,
Mid
yeah,
one
where
though.
is-
Mid one.
Yeah.
Gonna go down here maybe.
Yeah, that looks like a banana ready to be peeled. Monkey King. Sonic Wave! 17 HP and one more attack. Putting the Observer Ward down, making sure they can see and came out. Thinking the Observer was just north of the ramp. Chessie walked up, and now Chessie also gets a regen rune for 6 minutes into his bottle. That's happy days.
Morphling was very high though. So this
Yeah,
is the problem when you run down into Morphling is that even now, 9.4 ultimate is down too. Never
Nice
really
dodge.
going to this guy.
Vidara, he got the sign of fist off, so he actually dodges the inks while Z-Freak's gonna arrive as well. He's got the battery assault. Seb having a very hard time. He hasn't hit 6 yet, and both Saksa as well as Seb both being caught up inside the trees. Zibe gets that kill from the other side of the map thanks to his level 3 Iron Shell on the clockwork. And Madara barely stays alive.
Actually perfect now. He got his 6 too. He can bottle up the Coddle here
Regeneration.
as well. And yep, it's not going as well as they had hoped for sure.
Still got the big win condition in the Morphling you were mentioning before, like Samael. It's just some easy farm for him. He's even pulling the wave over with the Iron Shell on it.
Dire's bottom tower
So his
is
creep
under
wave
attack.
can do some damage to the tier 1 towers. He's able to farm both jungle as well as push the lane.
So who's gonna buy Vessel for? It looks like Ember is gonna go Vessel. So they do have a, because he's going Vessel as the carry. He's gonna have it fairly early, and that's one way to kill the Morphling. So they have some nice timings on them if they can continue to have good games on both Ember, Co-op, and Darkseer.
Oh, Samael's such a dick. He just fortified because there was 2 Iron Shells on his wave. He wasn't having anything to do with it. And Zimmy got a lot of stacks up. Finally, they're going to get rid of that observer ward that was planned to go by No Tail.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
An arcane room protected up on the top lane. Really good, really good, great control for Chessie to be free from the OG supports.
They see the Monkey King here, but nope, he's not gonna get caught.
Wait, did OG actually try? Because that sentry ward in range of the obs. I guess they did. Clockwork, nice rocket. See mid one. He starts up on the route, just trying to cut that tree down and the sonic wave. Mid one. Wait, hang on. Pick up all your neutral items if possible.
Sumail is here.
Yeah, he is. That's feels a little early under the tier 1 tower. Rooting's gonna happen. There's a lot of iron shells on the heroes, pushing it back with a cog. Zephyr Spirit. Here comes your Reaper Sight. Not enough to kill off Z-Freak. A little bit premature there from Seb. As OG back up. This is not a healthy Morphling, and he's going to be careful about how much he adds Morphs with rockets flying around too. And they jump in once again, No Tail. OG.Seed have great information thanks to this observer on the hillside. They know the rest of OG backed up. So OG.Seed jump in, get the kill, add pressure to mid tier 1
Radiant's middle
tower.
tower is under
And
attack.
bottom too. Because Morphling TV out there, the bot tower is vulnerable.
The Pango's on the defense, but Pango to TV to bottom. Again, oh, the Will-O-Wisp cuts the trees down at mid one. This observer one, how and dividend's going to pay off. They saw exactly where he was on the jump.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
OG.Seed
Radiant's middle
turning
tower
up for
has
game
fallen.
2.
Yeah, that is the biggest lead they've had in this series. The experience is pushing around 2k, the goal about 1.5k. And No Tail's finally worked it out. He put a second sentry ward down to find it, but that ult is gone.
Well, now, compared to the
Radiant's
it's
middle
like,
tower is under
and same with Ember, they're closing in on the gap. It was really grim before. Seb,
Now they're going to go in. Seb is probably the closest target. Monkey King starts over on Z-Freak. You're going on a 4-5 support clock. Leveled up just before this fight begins. No waveform down, finds the kill. Mid one, oh, it's a good sonic wave. Pushing him back, trying to hide inside the mischief, but that ain't going to work. It is way inside the Wukong's command. A lot of big abilities being burnt. Another side of fifth searing chains, but you know, wants to turn it up. But on bottom lane, they're actually going after Pango in the trees while pushing the tower.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And they just want
they're
out.
gonna have to let this one go top.
They want to fight bottom. They want to kill Pango. Clockwork TPing over towards the outpost. They know Pango's in the trees. Madara cuts with the fire remnants forward. Give him a shaka and keep going a little bit harder at this.
Yeah, this is a lot of space though. Morphling is back down bottom to defend the tower.
Is he strong enough to still fight?
Yeah, this is maybe a little questionable, but it looks like that's creating just enough space that
Morphling can clean up the wave. And you're gonna get a damage into your tower on top.
they should know that Morphling has no TV. He TV'd in here, so the Bale's maybe in trouble here.
Oh, that cog's burn. They're trying to take off his mana. He's got 12 one-charge available. The strength morph begins for Sumail. The Clockwork Rocket, nice from Z-Freak. So they see Sumail go into the trees and even create an illusion of him with the Darkseer wall being leveled up. And he's rooted and caught in the tree line. Sumail will go down.
Wow.
What did you learn? Balance in all things.
OG did not even want to attempt to TV there. Probably the right call. If you change starts TVing in there, might just feed relentlessly. But that's the top that was Hero dying there, and they're gonna get the tower. How does it look for Vessel? It's halfway or a bit more than halfway done. Queen looks to be going Orchid here.
Really making sure they got the lockdown against OG. Another great rocket from Z-Freak. Hook shots available. He goes all the way in onto Sup. That is good. Easy washbuckle outside the cogs. No time will arrive. You just take the burn from the cogs. It's fine. More mana where that came from. And they're getting Morphling back into his farm pattern.
I kind of like the Illuminate build on Coddle nowadays. It's pretty underrated.
As in more than the Blinding Light? Like, what's the advantage of actually skipping Blinding Light?
I mean, you're gonna have a way to push out lanes. You're gonna have a way to get farmed. So you're gonna be not just this guy who's one Blinding Light and one ultimate. You're also gonna have an ability to get a Glimmer Cape, get a Force Staff, and be more of a factor in the game.
He did a lot early game too. He was hitting multiple arrows at a time. That's kind of what destroyed both like Pango and Zuxa. I'm getting hit by 2 hero Illumines. And they were at level 2s as well in the early stages. So they actually did something. And he's building Spirit Vessel, gonna try and work with Chessie. Strike is out and Pango is sticking pretty fast, gonna swashbuckle away. And okay! Chessie wants it.
Tax is getting chased by Tax here now.
Who really wins that one? Vac versus Vac. Shell versus Shell. Now you let the ulti out from Pixu, so Zibay can get some space. He'll get a comp for Seb and as well of Samela with the root down. Mid-one wants to help out. Lethal will cause command, but it's going to be enough. Waveform down. Samela, she gets the kill on the retreat back out, but it's still not enough. Zibay's Iron Shell. Kill off Samel. I think it was on the target on Madara. Riverside cross. Madara already cut the tree down at mid-1. Always on the Quelling Blade, and she wants to get back into the fight. There's no scream of pain, but it won't matter. There's a lot of tick damage going into Monkey King, and there's no control. The soul, it went onto Chessie, and he just blinks away. At least saved the life of Monkey King, who's back in the fountain. This could be one of the very few times I think we've seen OG look to actually just run in and fight and back off.
Yeah, but once again, the Morphling dies and his timing is slowed down.
And they're testing for bounty runes. Alright, OG. Bump deep for tier 1 tower. Rockets and observe wards planted down. And yeah, catching at the Pango. Uncertain what he was trying to get from going into the trees. There ain't no shop there anymore.
So that's 4 bounty runes. The score looks awfully similar to the first game.
Yeah, the other way around. On Madara, trying to fight. Side searing chains. Goodbye, Grimstroke. A 6 chance to give a little bit more life, and you see mid-1 jumping, almost feeling like he can fight because they have their ops and sentry up there, but they won't take it.
I mean, when you get this Daxia online with Ember and Clockwork, and you can just keep fighting with these really run-at-you heroes with shell, it's not easy to stop.
Yeah. You were flagging this when we were just having like a casual discussion during the drafting. Daxia doesn't get a good start, he's going to mess up the creep skipping, and then he's just absolutely nothing here, but now he's a real hero. Puts the wall down up front, set underneath the T1 tower, they're trying to fight, he'll jump forward. Necro, gonna get another pulse off, gonna get anything. The Willow Witch can trust him perfectly. Once again, the Soulbind goes begging. Notuck hit so hard by another sonic wave, and mid-1 will arrive, but where's the rest of his team? He needs to find more. It's not part of it, so Pango will drop. Mid-1 will now bounce back out. Do they have something to cut the tree? Not quite. The rocket will give extra information. Monkey King still continues to bounce out, and they are just buying more and more time. Pexu actually goes down to mid-1. That wasn't part of the plan.
Did that at range creep, I think? Or tower shot? That's the range creep.
Like we wanted to look back over towards Samaya. Like he's just sitting over in the jungle farming up his Manta style, obviously realizing without that he can't fight into an Orchid.
Yeah, and Vessel, right? Like he desperately needs this Manta. But then he has a Manta style that he needs to get another item before he's actually fight. So
here we go again. OG.Seed trying to play like OG. Who would have thought? Mid-1 caught out underneath the tier 1 tower. Chessie will finish the job, and they've already found another target. Notal in the trees.
They just died there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And again. Yeah, sorry, it's a male. He's like, oh, I think I found him, boys. I found him. And look at the TPs. Observer was planted down. They see where he's moving. Queen of Pain now has the Orchid of Double. And the Manta is not there on Samael. He's short by 100 gold. So the Orchid's out. And Samael trying to stand his ground and kill off Chessie. He can't finish the job. Soxa came over, but he couldn't connect. So Samael is down. And right now, Z-Freak is trying to get the solo kill over on Soxa. The Darkseer wall. Soxa, he's able to move himself further away. Salve up quickly. What can he get? A healing salve. Sure, you'll take that. You get your life back up again quickly.
Okay, it looks like we have a little bit of a slowing down.
Yeah.
Or not. Mid lane.
It's let's do it go. Ember Spirit, Side Fist, Chain. Give him the extra blast, give him the rocket, and then give him the chakra so he can go over another Side of Fist again. Ghost Shroud's buying some time, Morphling's coming over, and Seb, he's just soaking up the Spirit Vessel charges. Now he's down to 0 on Madara. That's not a happy place to be. But Z-Freak's took shot off cooldown in 1 second time. Maybe he can find Soxa in the tree line, or he catches mid one. Either one, he'll be happy with that. Tinker War gets planted, Pangolier stunned up for the moment, but at least he got into his Rolling Thunder. He wants to escape mid one, just continues to bounce and bounce. Madara hits a Sleight of Fist, but mid one continues to bounce again. And away and space has been created.
Wow, they were lucky they got away from that.
It's either lucky or it's just being OG.
Lucky or Soxa in trouble.
He's just space creating, remember? That's all this is for. Orchid it up. He knows he's dead. Say, please follow me. Mid one's gonna soak up the web on the bottom. A little too early on the jump, so fortification slowing things down a bit. And at least no one from OG is gonna TP back to a tier 3 tower to stop a Monkey King. And the outpost. No tell. Finish the job. With 2 heroes arriving, I think we get this outpost back in time. Both 20-minute outposts belong to OG.Seed.
Mid lane, Samael.
Oh god, how many times are they going to continue to catch him? You'll wait for them. At least there's the Mana Style. Oh wait, he got his TP! And now, he'll have to change up into the Ember Spirit. Use the Searing Blade to control off Madara. He needs to jump back out. This one Side of Fist does the first attack, but now the Orc is back up once again and Morphling. Silence up, mid one. Yep, nothing he wants to do with this. Samael gets dropped. He TP'd as opposed to ran, and OG caught him out. What a lovely Observer Ward. Saw everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's kind of interesting, like, because both games are very similar. Like, the team that falls behind just continues to try to keep fighting and keep dying over and over and over.
Well, they both attended the OG school, so
look at Ember Ball.
Mid to play the thing. Motel a little bit too far up. At least get the soul bind off. But do you really take this fight? The bounce forward from mid one. Now they back him down. Kill off trees. At least never survives. He jumped halfway through the vat. But that's 2 heroes dead from OG and OG.Seed. Oh, they've learned a lot from game 1.
Just keep it back in there. Defending.
So what do you do if you're OG? Like, can you keep doing this run at you? Soxa's trying to do his own little fun little play up against Madara. There's space being created. Maybe it is. Morphling jumps himself forward, but hook shot once again from Z-Freak. Samael, the Darkseer wall, starts creating his own copy. Samael's supposed to get the hell out of here, but he's got no wait for him. He initiated with it. A quick Mana Style, but they wait for good. Chessie's patience will pay off. Enough. No worry. Back to his tier 2 tower. Now OG blew their initial attack. What else have they got? Actually, they're still waiting for this wall, but you've got problems. That Soxa's being dropped. Now standing underneath his own tier 2 tower. Sonic Wave will swirls out, but they can't stay on the front line to get the attack in. In fact, it's now Monkey King mid trying to finish up Chessie, but he can blink away in time while the battery assault from Z-Freak helps create the extra space. Another Spirit jump forward. So now that's the target they definitely want. You've got more charges to work with. No-Tail's trying to land their stun once again, but he can't even land the Inkswell over onto Pexu. And now he will go down. I'm sorry, it was the stroke he couldn't land. Samael's back to his tier 3 tower, but he's got very few teammates to play with because they're only now just respawning.
maybe they can still defend the tower. It's actually crazy. This tower.
Wait, you want to see OG come out and defend the tier 2 tower against OG.Seed?
I wouldn't be surprised if they would just change TP in there now and defend it. You know?
Well, they do have fortification available.
Yeah. Maybe even surprising or not.
Well, maybe they have to let things settle down for a bit. Let Samel get the E-blade that like he was in no man's land for a second. Okay, well, Seb's walking out to the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think he can get anything here.
Radiant's bottom tower has
He
fallen.
didn't range to the dire obs and sentry, so a jump port. Then what you give for your finished greaves or some kind of defensive item for Seb. He's got no yours, he's got no greaves. And right now he's probably have to buy back to defend against OG.Seed's attack. They're coming at the tier 3 tower. And Samel is still not ready to fight.
Dire are scanning.
The fortification behind her. OG burnt on the tier 2 tower. That's a nice side of fifth here. He's over on 2 with the soul bind connection. And the extra stun. Has he got enough? Chessie, he's going to drop the whole shot. See if he couldn't create enough. Even better than the Will-O-Wisp. Now the Reaper side's more connected. OG.Seed. And they felt confident. But respect your elders. They just lost their 2 huge calls. Zibbe trying to get out of here. The Glimmer Cape from Pexi will buy him a little bit of extra time for Samel. Staying with him. A blinding light will push him back. Another stun. In fact, 2 of them. Z-Freak creating space with his own cogs. A quick bang flip jump. Great forced up and TP at the safety. Z-Freak will be able to complete that one. I don't know if he can say the same for Pexi. The Glimmer Cape protection, it's enough. The sentry came way too late. So no Death to Strike could connect. But Ember and Queen of Pain losing their lives on the ramp for the tier 3.
Yeah, that was pretty throwy. But I mean, at the same time, not really. It was just really nice play by Samel, right? Coming in and chaining them both. Mm-hmm. You didn't think about it.
Samel brought up like golf big. But of course, in OG style, we're already fighting once again. Monkey King walking silence up, looking to get the regeneration rune. Now it's gonna be mid one, dead for 46 seconds.
But once again, in this patch, it's like even if you get these kills on the cores there, they're just gonna spawn, and then nothing big really changed. They would have to do that multiple times when they're this far ahead. So you see, once again, just mid one moves across the map, and he just gets picked off again. And now they're realistically in the same spot as they were before. I guess the only guy who got some gold from that is Morphling, right?
Yeah, he got the kill. He got the streak.
Yeah, so he's somewhat close to E-Blade, I think, or what? He has 1K. Is that all? Does he have a Ghost Scepter somewhere? He's going. Is that his Perseverance?
No. That's Necros.
Okay.
That's Necros Perseverance coming out of the shop. Let me just find his courier.
I see his courier. It's in base.
Yeah, it's got nothing on it.
Okay, he's actually not. Oh, he has 3K. It was just bugged because he was DC'd.
He's got 3160 and still waiting to buy. I imagine he'll have to go to the dye shop for that one. But hey, on your way to the runes, can you just pick something up on the way? It's some milk. Well, Smel's back in the game. I think we're good to go. I think you can have lag no matter what happens when you play from America into Europe.
So there's a road down. OG.Seed can't really kill it that easily. Like, they would kind of need OG heroes to be dead. Which is, you know, definitely possible, considering what we've seen so far. But they can't just walk in there and start killing it. I think that's too risky against OG's lineup. They don't really have damage.
Yeah. And of course, you got to respect the players too. Like, if you want to battle in a condensed area, just like you did on the bottom lane, like, you got to think twice. And maybe that's also something else as well, like OG.Seed. Like, if you can put game one behind you with a fantastic double kill, start the bottom lane up, and there's momentum on a Darkseer. But do they have to temper themselves a little bit now? Wait for critical things, or do they just keep going?
They just keep going. That's kind of what their lineup is designed to. But at some point, be able to kill Roche. You want to be able to kill tier 2s, I think. And that's kind of what OG.Seed's problem is going to be, potentially, to close out this game.
The Raider fight. Freeze is done on Darkseer. Yeah, you've got a pipe, you've got a full BKB now for the Queen of Pain too.
OG's gonna want to smoke as well. They're gonna smoke down to the Morphling. But
Are they gonna go on Z3?
Break it? Or... No.
Oh, he's running back up again. Yep. Everywhere. The smoke's gonna break in 1 second time for OG.Seed.
Maybe gonna get caught. He doesn't have a remnant out. Seed coming in.
He jumps to that. The remnant's right on top of Monkey King, so he jumps up. You see the oh no! Mid one stun timing. That's what he's looking for. But you do get the soul bind with a double silence. Many stuns out there as possible. Looking for the Recon Command Darkseer as well as Z3 having a very hard time getting the damage out. What's the Melon? Another great double searing chain, but a sonic wave! Oh, Jesse gets 3! Mid one and set reeling from this. And the buyback comes in. Sebeliz can put down Madara with that Reaper Sight. He loses life for Chessie. Looking for now his quad kill. The silence is out. A big distance. Nortel still trying to hell with these strokes of fate, letting the fights continue as she ends up killing off Pexu. So no more blinding lights for OG having to fight into. But a blink forward from Chessie. Another silence is out. They get that disabled. But where's the follow-up? Samel looking for his own fight. But who does he really fight here? Surging forward, Chessie. Great hook shot. But Samel just turns around to battle the illusion. So a hook shot no longer so great.
Radiant's top tower is under
Managed to
attack.
split all 3 of those heroes, and everyone just disengages now.
With my thanks.
Well, that was. I mean, Samel slight changed the Emperor just as he was slight of his thing. Then he broke the monkey trees. That was like the best case scenario for OG.Seed there. But it's very hard for that. Like if Darkseer gets to get his spells off, it's very hard for OG to team fight.
That's why they need to be able to nuke him down a little bit faster. But you see Samel, yeah, items to pick up. Now 300 goldish away from having his E-Blade. But buybacks are going to be like few and far between. You did have to buy back in that last fight onto No Chance so you can get back involved again. Seth still got his on cooldown with a hook shot forward. About to find himself in the graveyard once more. Soul bind, double silence. Seth looking to try and get closer for his extra stun, but no one's with a force off Z3. He actually pushes himself down to the tier 2 tower to get away from the Wukong's command fight. Darkseer has been nuked down, so that factor is through, but Seth, he can't regenerate. Chessie blinks forward onto the tier 2 tower. He wants mid one, he's already claimed Zed's line. They haven't got the bigger one they want, which is Samel. But Chessie won't care if he keeps backing up these kills. He's 18-110 on the Queen of Pain.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
And props to Madara for the 28 assists he's currently sitting on. 27 for Z3.
18 kills for Chessie.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I wonder if Chessie should go. He's going Hex, it looks like. Which just you can't play him. It's pretty good here, but it would be nice for him to get more physical damage potentially. But I guess Ember has a Deso, so that kind of solves a bit of the issues they might run into.
Do they have... So without the Spirit Vessel charge being on Morph, do they actually have a way to stop Samel? Like when does Samel become too big to handle?
I think, I mean, first step is BKB. I think BKB here
Radiant's
is
middle
kind of
tower
necessary.
is under attack.
But he looks to be going Sky. Maybe he wants to go BKB later, so it doesn't go down in charges. Or maybe he won't need it. Because they do have like Lotus Orb now on step.
Look how scared OG are of this outpost. They actually have to use multiple heroes now to grab it in time. They will be able to. There's a clockwork rock over the top of Samel, so they're a little bit more concerned.
Maybe it's time for OG.Seed to start hitting Roshan, perhaps. I guess they found a DD here, so, you know, the play becomes more obvious. But it's a good way to get OG to come to you, and you kind of still want to use your spells.
They're looking for the jump. Samel.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And here's be a tier 2 tower up on top.
You don't want Coddle or Darkseer to die first in the fights. You need their ultimates.
Samel's feeling a little bit more confident now. He's walking around with the greater fairy fire. That's one way to bring Morphling back up to full. Smoke up once again. OG committing 2 of these in a minute. There's one target. Z-Free, Playmel's already up. That's a lot of heavy damage into him, but they haven't finished the job just yet. And Mid still looking for his own jump in, but under Will-O-Wisp, his Zebu's in trouble. Mid-One finally gets the ult. Again, under the wall, combining with the light, they just can't get away. OG blinded out. And Simon's like, well, I might be able to fight, but without a team, is this still really a game? Is this meant to be a team game after all? Back under the team 3 towers, double damage rune intact. I don't kill Roshan, I kill OG.Seed. They've just wiped the two-time TI champions out in a full fight. Ready to push down mid.
Yeah, let's see what they can get out of this. If they can get a Rax here or what. Is there buybacks?
Radiant's middle tower is
No
under attack.
buybacks.
They got nothing. They have a Grimstroke alive. If the buybacks come off cooldown for Step, but he's still shot by 350 gold.
Radiant's
Be a
middle tower is
Rax.
falling.
OG pulls something out of the bag. Jump forward, Set. Very quickly silenced up. He's got the Lotus Ult to break himself free. The melee Rax are actually going to keep this alive. Madara, he's trapped inside. Hookshot won't actually manage to connect over on Set. You also have no Darkseer wall for the moment. The stun control is just too good, however, from OG.Seed. Darkseer will die once again, chalking up his 12th death of the game. With side of fist searing chains, Set continuously, once again, putting Lotus Ult to work. Their melee Rax is at least taken in favor of OG.Seed, and they will now back up. 20k advantage, mid-Rax going their way. But still, I wouldn't count OG out.
No, it still feels like it's possible for them to win this game. It's like one good fight and then Roshan and suddenly.
Oh, Z-Free, the spirits, they have the Tinkerward up. Mid-One thought he was being really clever, bounced back down again. Put the Tinkerward on bottom lane when OG.Seed were pressuring there. Now up on top lane, reaping rewards. I think Chessie might put the sheepstick to use. Found Samal, or has Samal found him? The rewards were down, so Samal got a bit of an early warning system. Up on top lane, Seb. The cogs, no tell, lets the silence out. Darkseer trying to be that hero of control. Samal comes in, joins Soulbinders. Now the Reaper Sub comes down, but once again from Seb, it's too early. Z-Free battering assault continues to go to work, especially as he can hookshot forward. Pushing back down Seb. If he can go to work on him with a double kill, looking for the triple, Sonic People insurance, and GG is called. 53 kills from OG.Seed after being pummeled into the ground by OG in game 1. They hit back in denial, and who is the real OG? I guess we'll have to find out in game 3.
Yeah.
Oh boy.